Have you ever watched those TikTok videos with the Cricut hacks and wondered, do they really work? There's loads of comments of people saying they do work, they don't work. What is true and what's not? Well, we're going to take our 3 favorite that we have seen recently on TikTok. We're going to share with you who has posted this as well, so you can go and check them out. But also, do those Cricut hacks actually work? And we're going to add our own Cricut hack in at the end as well, so stay tuned for that. Now, everything I'm using in the video is available from CraftStash. I'm going to be using the new tools. I'm going to be using the vinyl. We've got mats as well, and of course machines are available at CraftStash as well. Now, with machines you do get free next day delivery and the CraftStash best price guarantee, so go check that out. All the details are in the description at the bottom. Now let's get on with the first hack. Now the first hack was from @SimplyStella. So this is all about cutting fine detail. So when you're cutting an image or a word that's really tiny, sometimes the blade can scuff up the more delicate parts of that design. How to get a really neat cut. Now what they're saying is to use the washi sheet setting on in Cricut Design Space when you're working through your settings, and then to do reverse weeding. So let's check that out. So here I have this lovely delicate thank you word that I want to cut out from vinyl, but as you can see, when I send it through, it's going to be really small on my sheet. So as I work through the settings, I'm going to go to browse all materials, and I've got a full list here. Now I need to look for the washi sheets, which is a much thinner material. I believe it's going to be down the bottom here because it's alphabetical. Now I found washi sheet under other right at the bottom, and we've got washi sheet or washi tape here. So I'm going to go with washi sheet. I'm going to leave the pressure as default because it wasn't said in the video, in the hacks video, that this needs to be anything else. I don't need a tool. I've got my blade in. I just need to load my mat, and let's see how this cuts. So this has cut, but as you can see, it hasn't cut all the way through my vinyl. So what I'm going to do is try this again, but maybe with some additional pressure. So unfortunately, the washi sheet and the washi tape setting, neither of those worked for me with my vinyl, but that was even with more pressure. But what I did find works, and you might want to try this yourself if you've got maybe a thicker vinyl, is the window cling option with more pressure. Now I am going to follow Simply Stella's advice of putting the transfer tape on and reverse weeding. So that's putting your tape on, burnish that down, remove the backing from the vinyl, so you've got everything on your transfer tape, and then doing reverse weeding. Now I'm not sure, I have to admit, what the benefit of the reverse weeding was. Personally, I found it really quite fiddly, but that's up to you to try if you want to try both ways of weeding. However, in the end, I did have my really fine design cut out beautifully. Yes, so kind of works. You might just have to play around with the settings for your particular material. Now on to hack number 2. Now this one was from Jessica Cricut Crafts, and instead of using your scissors and cutting away an area of your vinyl, kind of guessing how much you're going to be using, but also probably wasting some of it, the idea is that you create yourself an outline in your Cricut machine. You apply your entire sheet to the mat, but this cuts out just a small area for you around your design. So the way that Jessica did this was by having the design ready in Cricut Design Space, adding a square around the design, really quite tight to the word because I don't want to waste any of my lovely rainbow holographic vinyl that I've got this planned for. Just checking the size of everything, and I'm happy with all of that, so I'll send that to make it. Now Jessica says about then making sure that the square is a different type of cut. So for the base material, we're just going to set this to your usual vinyl or whatever it is that you're cutting onto. Then when it came to the second cut, we need to select a different material for this. Although we're still cutting into the same material, we want to make this into a heavyweight cardstock. That's what Jessica recommends. The cardstock setting, I'm going to leave the pressure as default this time and see how that goes. Ideally we want this to cut all the way through our vinyl this time, including the backing. So as you can see, that has cut that out of the sheet, so I haven't got to worry about getting my scissors out. I can now just weed this small piece, so I haven't got to think about working with a bigger sheet or anything like that. So this has worked really well, actually. I do like this hack. However, I will say if you're getting the CraftStash digital cutting tools kit, you do get a pair of scissors, and that's actually perfect for just keeping for cutting your vinyl, so they won't blunt on anything else. But let's just make sure that the two settings have worked. So I should have, there we go, yeah, my small outside piece, just using my weeding tool there, and the insides are all cut perfectly. So that's all weeded, and you can see that actually worked really well with minimal wastage. So yeah, really happy with that hack. Now on to hack number 3. So this one's quite a simple one. This one's from the Craft Scraps on TikTok, and she talks about peeling the mat away from your vinyl instead of the other way round. So I just thought, actually, I haven't had the issue of my vinyl curling up, but I'm going to test it anyway. So first thing I'm going to do is try it the way that she's recommending you don't do it, which is peeling the vinyl away from the mat. So keeping the mat flat, I'm just going to roll the vinyl back, peel this off. And yeah, okay, I can see what she means. So that's how this started, and we've got a lot of curling there. So let's put a fresh piece down, same size. Again, I'm going to burnish that down with my spreader there, or scraper, depends what you like to call it. And I'm going to do this. So I'm going to pop my mat over, I'm going to lift the corner up, and I'm going to hold the vinyl down and lift the mat off instead. That has actually worked really well. I'm actually surprised because this is a hack I didn't realize I needed. It works brilliantly with the CraftStash cutting mats. I'm sure it would also work if you've got Cricut mats, Brother Scan and Cut mats, whatever they may be, but you can definitely see the difference between the two there. So yeah, really like that. Now, we did promise you one more hack. So the final hack that we promised you is to layer vinyl onto vinyl. It looks fantastic. It creates amazing stickers just like this. So you simply do this by duplicating your top detailed image, contour it, remove the detail, and cut it out from a second color. I've just layered here holographic onto black vinyl, and if you like tips and tutorials like this, then you're going to love the playlist that we've got for you here. And don't forget, of course, to subscribe to our channel too. So there's my ready-made sticker with 2 colors of vinyl on there. I absolutely love this, and I'll be making more of these in the future, so I hope to see you then.